Hi, I'm David D., the official voice of the best thriller books. I'm here to introduce the next episode of The Five Angry Men. Today, they discuss what is their most terrifying thriller. No one asked me, but with what's going on in today's world, I'd probably say Tom Clancy's executive orders. Anyway, here are the boys.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Five Angry Men. We're here tonight with Derek, Stu, Steve, Todd, and myself. And I almost forgot you. I don't even know who you are anymore. All right, so tonight we're going to be talking about our most terrifying thriller. One of the books that we found the most terrifying. So who wants to start it off? Steve, you feel like starting us off?
I can start it off. There's quite a few, but the one that literally had me quaking in my boots was Into the Black Nowhere by Meg Gardner. I read that on a business trip, and I was sitting in a hotel room finishing it up, and then I had to go outside into a town I didn't really know that well and walk to dinner in the dark. And I literally was like looking in the bushes and behind me as I was walking, looking for a serial killer to come out and slit my throat. It was absolutely terrifying to the point where I was looking around everything, looking for someone. And then when I got back to the room, like I had all the lights on, locked the doors. I was just like, nah, like this thing, had me this close to pissing myself. So thanks a lot, Meg Gardner. I appreciate it. Great book. Scared the crap out of me.
Yeah, she's got some great stuff. I think the last one I read of hers was actually Unsub. It's been a while since I've read any of her work, but I mean, definitely terrifying.
Oh yeah.
Derek, what about you, man?
Well, there's two really I can say. We never do just one. First one, fifth grade, Jaws. That book scared the crap out of me. And it's still, I think that book has screwed up more people than any other book out there. But
Wait,
the one
Derek,
that
you read Jaws in fifth grade?
Fifth grade. Fifth grade.
Did you go to the movie release before you read the book? Like, how did that work?
No, read the book, then went and saw the movie. But the one that I think that really got me thinking was Silence of the Lambs. That movie was just twisted. That was such a good twisted book.
Yeah.
So
good choice.
God, that's a good one.
Did you read that when you were in second grade?
Yeah.
Yeah, sixth grade.
Sixth grade.
I've never actually read that. I didn't see it because I don't know how close he is to the book. The movie freaked me out, so maybe I'll go back and actually read.
Yeah, but when you see stuff on the page, you have to use a lot more imagination. It's freaky.
I can agree with that
Hopkins.
statement. I think I can agree with that statement 100%. It's different when you watch it and you get the picture of what you're trying to see in your mind blasted right in front of you versus when you have an author just create this scene and you're trying to do what you can to create it in your own mind. Like, I think that's what's great about books is like me, Steve, and all you guys, we can read the same paragraph and see it 5 different ways. So I think that's awesome. The good detail.
I don't think Thomas Harris could have done what Anthony Hopkins did. I mean, he couldn't have written that. That was some freaky stuff.
Well, it's the difference in like when you're talking about the book versus I think we've talked about this in a previous one, Ender's Game, the book versus the movie, and then Jurassic Park, the book versus the movie. When you see, like, I watched Jurassic Park before I even read the book, but when I read the book, all I could picture was the movie. I couldn't picture in my mind its thing, So the detail and effort in that really helps out when you're trying to picture those things.
Steve, is that how you felt about Twilight?
Were you scared by Twilight, Todd?
I am absolutely freaked out by sparkly vampires. Are you kidding me? That would freak me out if I saw that. No, that was Twilight.
I was going to ask if you were Team Edward or Team the other guy, but I know you would just pick both and went on.
What's his name?
No, Todd cried during the Chronicles of Narnia. But
Love Narnia, dude.
All right, Stu, what do you got, my man?
This has gone off the rails.
Derek just really threw a wrench in that one because I forgot how much actually Red Dragon, the first of Thomas Harris's books,
that was good too.
Or the first in the series, freaked me out. But I have three sitting here. One of them is, I feel like, might be some of that, I think, recency bias because I read it 2 months ago. But Last Thing to Burn by Will Dean.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's much terrifying as it was just so tense that I felt stressed out the whole time. And I've thought about the book almost daily since I read it. It was that good. And it's a pretty quick read. I finished it in, I think, under 2 days. Yeah, that was phenomenal. But the other one, Unsub by Meg Gardner. I actually read this book and was listening to it at the same time. And it was one of those books where I remember at the time I was a sports broadcaster and I was driving to a football game. I remember the city I was in. I remember the teams that played as I was listening to this book because it was just like, it was so intense. And the last one I think is kind of a classic, and that's Shutter Island by Dennis Lehane. He's one of my favorite authors. I think he's one of the best crime fiction writers to ever do it. But that's one of those books where I think the movie was able to do it justice, but the book itself is phenomenal and so freaky. But so I grabbed a handful of books and I cheated, but I refused to pick just one.
Dude, the Last Burn, I think I sent a message to Dean. Moving back to Kansas, every single farmhouse I drive by, I'm like, what's happening over there? It's terrifying. Like, it's absolutely terrifying. It's such a good story for something in such a simple setting.
It's written like a play. Like it's one set the entire time, which makes it almost even creepier. Like that you just never go out of this one place. So good.
Well, I mean, that can be good and bad. I mean, do you remember that movie Phone Booth? I mean, that was pretty terrible. It was in a phone booth the whole time.
Good point.
All right. So, Todd?
Yeah. Did you forget my name again? Okay.
No. I was trying to make sure that I wanted to include you in this.
I'm going to go old man flip phone style. And this may be kind of, I don't know, I'm going to consider it a thriller, but it's the book that freaked me out the most. Stephen King. That book I read, I wasn't quite as young as Derek, but I think I was probably my boy's age, like about 12 or 13 years old. And dude, that book has stuck with me forever. And then the original movie was terrifying. Like that book absolutely freaks me out. Every time I see a sewer, I still to this day look for red balloons. Like it just, everything about it freaked me out. So that might be cheating. Thriller it is, but that's
No, he's written some pretty terrifying stuff.
Absolutely.
I'll be honest with you, I never read the book, but one day I stumbled. It was in the summer in between years of school, and Cujo was on TV, and I was young, and that freaked me out considerably. Like I can't imagine reading the book without ever seeing the movie. That would have done me in.
I can't imagine a 12-year-old Todd, like with his attention span, trying to get through a book as big as it. a 7-year project. By the time you were done hitting the keg.
Dude, it was a multi-day thing. Yeah, it probably took me 3 weeks to read, for real. Like it was like the month of June or something. But I mean, it's just one of those. It stuck with me. I haven't even seen the new movies, because I'm like, I don't want to relive that. I'm done. I'm good. I'm scarred for life already. Thank you, Stephen King.
Well, I'll be honest with you, I've never really gotten into that side of the genre of like the murder mystery. I think the furthest I got away from like political or military style was a lot of David Baldacci, maybe some John Grisham here and there, but like Jennifer Fawcett's Beneath the Stairs freaked me out when I read it. It did. That was great. And has led me to want to read more of them. But like, there were pages where like, it was creeping me out that I literally had to stop and put the book down. And I was like, I'm gonna give this a break and I'm gonna come back in like 15 or 20 minutes. Cause I'm focusing way too hard. Like I was like gripping the book tight. I was like, whew. So again, I don't typically lean that way, but that book was phenomenal.
It made me glad that I don't have a basement. That's the only time I'm glad I don't have a basement.
Yeah. Especially one with a large steel door on it. Like, that's just weird.
that randomly opens.
Yeah.
Right.
Vacuum close.
Exactly.
No, yeah, I told you. I think I wrote it in my review. I started that at like 10 o'clock at night, and it was a
No.
cold, dark, stormy. I think I read till like 5 a.m. I was like, it was the worst / best night to read because it was just like the wind was rattling. You could hear like
The shutters are in the house.
Hand comes out of nowhere and grabs your
Voices in
neck.
the head are being really loud.
yeah.
I remember Steve told me not to read Into the Black. I think, is that her most recent? No, Dark Corners
Oh.
of the Night. You said don't read that one. Or don't start that one late at night. I think I was messaging
Which
you
that one
if
I
you'd
still
read
have
it.
to read. That's on my TBR pile.
Yeah, it's another great one.
Yeah.
All right.
What about you, Chris? Did you
Okay.
tell us what you
Beneath the Stairs, I believe.
Are you
Oh,
serious,
Denise,
Derek?
Jennifer
kidding.
Fawcett's, yeah, that was.
I'm kidding.
Are you asleep?
No,
You've literally
I'm
been there
kidding.
the entire time.
Yeah, but I will tip my hat, Miller, to Steve, Stu, and Kasha. They have definitely kind of forced me into reading more of the crap that scares me.
Well, I mean, at the same time, Stu's definitely recommended some great stuff to me specifically.
You got to read that Meg Gardner.
Yeah,
Seriously.
very high
Yes,
mark.
you'll love her.
It's
All
a
right,
little
well-
different than that Nelson DeMille I recommended for you.
Yeah, but see, he's like my spirit animal.
Yeah.
John Corey's my spirit
He
animal.
I agree.
Anybody got anything else?
Just gonna have
All
nightmares.
right. So what? Nightmares?
Yeah.
All right. Well, on behalf of Five Angry Men, I'm Chris. We've got Stu, Steve, Todd, and Derek, and we thank you for joining. Have a great
See ya.
night, evening. See you later.